Also, it was a great way to engaging people without overwhelming them with shiny interactive demos, because for this kind of exercise, sometimes technology can present as a barrier. Specifically, it allows us to get great insight in what people actually understood about widgets and shortcuts. Now, I'm going to ask you to do a little exercise. So you received a pack with a home screen and some widgets. And I would like you to design your own home screen. But please don't limit yourself by the widgets that are given to you. You also have some post-it notes in the table. So if you feel that those widgets aren't the ones for you, just design your own. And also you can design another home screen if you like, with another piece of paper. And while we do that, I'm here open to any questions you might have. So let's start.
Has everybody got post-it notes? Yeah. I'm Juliana's official photographer. So we are actually going to get information from you as well.
Yeah.
We really are actually interested in what you come up with, because this feeds back into our research as well.
So I'll give you a little bit of time, and then the idea is that we share home screens with each other. But you can also ask questions if you have any during this time. Yes? What's your name, please?
Hello, I'm Vaibhav Sharma from the Symbian blog. My question to you is, with so many different interfaces in terms of different operating systems that Nokia is supporting, be it Memo, S6, Symbian, or maybe even the lower end devices, do you look at a unifying factor across all of them? For example, we saw that the Memo devices also share the same icons. So is that an effort that you put in to give a bit of familiarity to all Nokia devices? Or is that something which is A, convenient, and B, something which you've learned via feedback?
For sure. During all this design process, the idea is to have a unified experience. So the core elements of this model will be the same for the whole Nokia portfolio, because we want our users to identify that this is a Nokia device, this is a Nokia experience. However, this experience will be adapted to obviously the different the different purposes of each device and each platform, which exist because of different user groups and their different needs.
Can I have another question?
Sure.
Following on, for example, there are devices which come into the market, say the N97 or say the 5800. So design is something which is going on and on. So till what time in a device's life cycle do you think about bringing the new design that you may have perfected, or say a new home screen, to some of these older devices before it is brought about on a new device? For example, there has been a lot of talk and requests for getting the N97 like home screen, say on the 5800, and then getting the Symbian V3, the third release, for example, Symbian UI concept had just come out a couple of days ago at SEE 09. So in terms of the new interfaces that are coming up, how much of importance are older devices given to them in terms of upgradation to the current level?
I think the 5800 is quite a new device.
True.
Yes, and it's also a very new user interface as well. Of course, we're always looking into ways of immediately improving the current designs, and we, as much as we can, we are gradually releasing these improvements. So I can't comment in anything specific, but for sure we are looking into ways of doing this improvement as we speak, and as we are developing this work. This is an ongoing work. It's not just something that's going to happen in a very far future. It's going to happen very immediately, but also with this vision of what's going to happen a bit further out.
Yeah, just to add to that, actually, if you take the 5800 as an example, I mean, it's a different target group than the N97. So, people are really interested interested in, sorry, people are really interested in music, and you know, it's primarily a kind of media device, which is slightly different from where the N97's positioned as well.
So let's have a look. Does anyone have their home screens ready? Can I have like 2 people, maybe?
Hi, I'm Varun from Phone Arena.
Yes?
So I have a question about the home screen of the N97, like about the extent of customization. Like, for example, you have my email on my N97, the home screen. It's like just 2 or 3 lines. Is it, what extent don't you see like giving the user customization that he just wants email fully on his home screen? Like, I'm just want to check my email. So it's just say about 2 lines available right now. It's on the landscape mode. So do you see a reason for having only the email being displayed, or only the SMSs or the contacts being displayed, like across all the widgets to take up the entire real estate?
Yes, as you saw in the presentation, we're constantly looking into fulfilling the different needs and aspirations of the different user groups. And yes, there are people that only want to have this more like business-oriented interface and personalization, as a lot of the E71 users are. And we are looking into that for sure, and the ability of having your home screen very much focused on what you want to do exclusively.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, sure.
While people are still working away, work faster, everybody. But just one thing to add to that is, you know, if we're talking about multiple home screens in the future, it may be that people have different home screens for different occasions. So you may have a business one, you may have a home one. I would probably have one just for my daughter because of the things she wants on there. So that would give people in the future an opportunity to personalise a particular screen much more focused towards business. So as you say, it could be that the widget is bigger than it is on the N97, for example, but there will be flexibility going forward.
So are we ready now? No?
See, Juliana's getting quite cross with you.
No, I'm
already.
just curious. I want to see your design.
I want to take some photos as well. I've got one so far.
Yes? Okay, we have 2. You can continue doing, and we'll...
Hang on, I need some photos, Juliana.
Okay. It's okay. So, interesting. First of all, we have here, like everyone can see, these 2. First of all, you did it in different orientations, and this one is much more empty, and I can see that. Which one is this one? Is that yours? What's your name? Sachin. Yes, Sachin. Is that right, the way I said? Sorry. So you left a lot of the background empty. Why is that? Brilliant.